Hi Sages, my name is Steph. Sorry about the stuffiness, I'm a little under the weather, but we're on the road to recovery. I have made an ink blot made in your name and essence. If you'd like to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Sages will also add on tarot and oracle, and as well we have ghost tube here kicking for any audio additions that may further inspire or irritate. So please do receive or release freely, of course. Sages, I'm going to take a moment to open up. You're welcome to join me, or you can fast forward through. Whenever you're ready, take a nice big breath, closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of Sages. Sages, as always, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. This is for like the aura of early Jan, whenever you receive it. We'll flip it later on for later on in January. All right, here's your ink blot. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Full disclosure, I had a quick little audio moment, so I will start right from where I was. So there's like this egg, this gift of this egg here. And I feel like this egg has water in it. So there could be something about water, staying hydrated, of course, but also some sort of energy and motion, some emotion that feels like it's being nurtured. So whether it's something you want, you care about, something that you desire, whatever, I feel like it's a wish egg. And I've been nurturing it with water, like embryonic fluid. Some of you also could be getting preggers, so congratulations, or adoption, all that kind of good stuff, or surrogacy. Sages, I also feel like as soon as I stepped in, I wanted to get down to business. Like that's what it made me feel like, let's get down to business. And that was supported by your Aries motivation card that came out in the pre-shuffle. And with this blue, also like in the throat, so it could be something in the throat that you're going to say, you're going to reveal, or you're wishing upon a star of sorts. And it's all around this motivation of me is what I keep hearing when I say that. I will get to these cards in a second as well. Okay, so there's a bull here. Might be working with Taurian energy as well, but the horns are more of the sacral color. I feel very, you know how like when bulls see red and they go, I feel like when you see an opportunity, a creative opportunity, whatever that creative energy is for you, it doesn't have to be crafting per se, but whatever your craft is, Sages, I feel like it's
What is your name?
You run towards it earthly style. Give me one moment. Sorry, I'm very stuffed up. Very stuffed up. That's okay. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna persevere through, just like the bull. And so, sorry, when I see this bull, I feel like I want to go towards those opportunities that get me to feel like I'm creating something, whether it's life, a new job, whatever that channel is. There's also a cheerleader here. There's a cheerleader. Okay, so the cheerleader has another cheerleader. There's something about the extension of your hands when you clap or snap or something along that lines. It's like I can see the energy outside of that, like whatever that, almost like a Big Bang Theory type, when it is something that you want. There's also gifts being coming to you. Like I'm seeing like the three wise men, but like this gifts towards you, coming into you, in towards you. Oh my goodness. I apologize. My mind is just a little foggy, but that's okay. It actually can work to my advantage sometimes here. I'm seeing the little yellow bird from, I think it's the Snoopy little yellow bird. I can't remember. Nonetheless, Sages, it's in this light bulb, and it's like a lantern light bulb. Yeah. And I have an idea about something So people might be coming to help you. There could be different like energies, earthly, emotional, creative energies that are coming to celebrate with you in regards to this. When you decide to kind of illuminate this light bulb. I also feel like oh, it just fleeted my mind. Whew, that was really quick. Introspection. There's a wise person specifically that's coming forward, but they keep fleeting really, really quickly.
Library.
Something about introspection, illumination, like I'm becoming very, very aware of things that I want to gravitate to and draw down to earth, and I have the motivation. It's like whatever you decide to, whatever this bowl decides to attach itself to create here on the earthly realm, understandingly it's slow and steady, but it also something about being careful not to be too stubborn about something. But the motivation comes in all around. Somebody also might play soccer or football, depending on where you are at, what it's called. Nonetheless, it's like, it's a sport. Anyway, I see a sport. Like kicking the ball around, the ideas, this, that, or the other. Okay, thank you. So I want to draw in your oracle card that came through as Delphinus Love and how it's masculine and feminine. And you have these two lantern light bulbs in here. And it's like your masculine and your feminine are working together to make this dream come true. And I don't tend to say that a whole lot. But there's motivation around you, something about the throat, something about the emotions. The feminine energy is outside of the waters of it, but it's like this masculine energy is carrying it now, is within it. And it's almost like transmuting it in one way, shape, or form. Something about like a whole world. I feel like you're creating a whole world, or you have a whole world. Somebody's directing traffic here. It's funny, they're directing traffic, but I don't see actually any traffic. But it's like I can foresee the traffic coming. Yeah, I can see the traffic coming. So you might be doing something that is attracting buyers. Somebody also might be in real estate or online. Maybe you're looking for it, but there's like attracting buyers. Okay, so and I see a person here. Could be your shadow aspect, could be your subconscious state. And like in I don't know, how do you want to say that? Like a, I don't know, like a submarine. Sorry, a submarine. And like that scopy thing would come out and take a look. Yes. Okay, I have this ability, but it's oddly enough it's attached to my high heart to throat, right in that space. And I take a look up. Also something about spine. The curvature of the earth, but the curvature of my spine. So there could be something about posturing. Again, posturing, even the way one would direct traffic, there's a certain posture, right? When you see so it's not like they're all hunched over like, yeah, come on this way. I feel like when you are presenting whatever this idea is, or this aha moment, even for yourself, it doesn't have to be for anyone else. It's like the traffic of your own thoughts, your own ideas. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to, keep a really good posture about this and kind of direct my thoughts, my wishes.
I want to talk.
And we're going to, work our way through. And you do want to talk because there is talking here. I'm also seeing the Karate Kid. The Karate Kid is in there. I'm practicing something. Somebody also might be getting prepared for when, like if you have a website or something like that, again, or the real estate, something along that lines for the people to come, like putting the sign out, now open, or getting people excited about it. Countdown is on. I'm also seeing something like
I don't like it.
when Okay, you know, like when some houses go on the market and then they have like a realtor thing first where like the realtors get to see it before like the public do, and they might have a buyer for it. So I see something like that, like some sort of like, I don't know if it's a VIP or a respect for other people, that maybe you'll be doing things with whatever the services or creation is, or a new job,
Phone.
relationship, whatever the case is. It's like before I present, say, this person, if I'm dating somebody to the family, they might meet your friends first. You know what I mean? Like there's some sort of like VIP something, something or other out of respect for their position. Again, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Blush me. Sorry. It's so funny when you're sick. It's just so funny what the human body needs to do. It's hilarious. Okay. Your angel number card is the number 9, and it's I am compassionate. I'll give this a quick read. It's your compassion that makes you shine. You are devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service.
In front of you.
Interesting. Speaking, a lot of throat things. Is somebody a motivational speaker or writer? Because you have a lot of compassion for seeing ideas or illuminations and like putting them into a stage or play, like realist, like your what's that, for whatever reason it's coming through in house stuff, staging a home. But it's like you can motivate people through your words, and you like being of service. Okay, but in lieu of being of service to others externally, there's a certain
Father.
amount of internal work that is done really, really well. And like that's just as important. It's like getting to know the house that you're going to sell so you can speak to it really, really well. Versus, well, let's just go take a look at it together. It's like you have this, you already know the map, the layout, when it was built, this, that, or the other. Same with motivational speaker, or maybe some sort of coach, football, whatever the case may be. You know your arena. That doesn't mean I know everything, and you don't have to know everything, because I feel like the people coming towards you, the others, now whether they're in the afterlife or animated or both, a collection of both, I feel as though they are also going to bring you inspirations for you to coalesce with love. Okay, let's add on some cards here for messages. Yeah, see, there's so many messages, words, speaking, talking.
Quickly.
Something about emails as well. You might send out like a motivational email each week, or your own quotes. And there's something about watching your emails and your reminders for any dates that you have planned, or commitments that you have coming up, commitments that you make as well. I want to come back to that submarine telescopy thingy that, again, whatever, it takes a look at the landscape of the water. Check in with your emotional waters. So it's almost like your stability is intact, so others feel safe and sound around you. Now this doesn't have to be because of them, right? This is it's not doing it as an external reason. It's, sages have like this wise knowing of what I feel and what I know within myself. It's not perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's like leading by example, but having a sound mind to speak to potentially some messages that come through. So sages, you also might be working through or working with communicating with other elements and energies, people of course, but it could also be working with, Reiki energy or empathically residual energies, this, that, or the other, or reading, something along that lines. Somebody also could be a lawyer. And again, it doesn't have to be mystical in nature, but it's like, even if you're a lawyer or you're HR, or you're in the customer service, whatever customer service realm or retail you're in, you're still stepping forward being a compassionate person, that maybe someone's trying on clothes and they're not happy with their size right now, but you want to make them feel comfortable where they're at as they, continue their goals. There could also be people in with like, don't forget coming through here. There could be, if there was a loss of a loved one recently, and it's like the warrior of moving through any sort of grief. Now, it doesn't have to be necessarily the loss of a loved one per se, but maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a part of your history, lest we forget. So there's also something coming through, especially with this motivation. You might be doing something in honor of somebody who has passed that was a part of something. Like, look, how do I say that? Okay, like if you had a grandparent, or it doesn't have to be a grandparent, but just somebody maybe that went off to war as an example, and they passed. And they're trying to communicate with you to help maybe or tell the story, or to have
chains,
ancestry, things that maybe things that you the grief has been tied to, the loss, the honor, what has happened, because there is something about somebody that is okay, so something also about somebody who might have been a warrior in regards to an illness, and now they are well. They want you to speak to them, or maybe you are. It's kind of like in that mediumship realm, whomever and whatever you might be speaking with, and it's like even potentially connecting with a crystal, but that is like your key to connect with them specifically. Like you have something, maybe a piece of their clothing. Some of you might also be working with psychometry. Sorry, so listen to my nose, eh? So sexy. The fledging and the listening. See, there's somebody's writing something. You might be like recapturing what happened from one perspective. Remembering somebody's journey. You might also be being able to look through somebody else's files, diaries that has moved on. Could be a mother as well, or a sister as well. Sister. Yeah, kind of cleaning up things around it. Okay, hold on. So they're saying to have confidence in regards to what you're doing in relation to that. If you're doing something to honor someone or something, and what you're writing about, what you're motivationally speaking, even if it's in regards to yourself, because they don't want you to forget. They want you to feel like you are moving through it. You're directing the traffic. Directing the traffic of love, posturing. There's words in this card. Let me see if I can read them. Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. Maybe that's the storm. Maybe something has shaken you up, because I want to put it in here. Like all in this gray, in your filament of your light bulb, but then the sun comes out after the storm. So I do feel like there's some sages that have gone through some sort of storm, but you're receiving the messages. You are receiving the messages.
I love you.
I love you as well. That's so nice. And sages, I love you as well. Like, that's so nice if you're looking for a message. You had a rune come through, little fishy, and I will read the fishy. The fish spirit brings adaptability, a flowing life, success in business and in one's career. Fish reproduce themselves easily, therefore they are creators of life. Your spirit fish can help you to navigate through difficulties like a fish in the ocean and let go of unnecessary burdens that you carry without noticing. I feel like we've been talking about this in some way, shape, or form, because I even want to come into okay, I'll bring you down with me. Delphinus love, with all the water there. And I have motivation to move through these messages because they're everywhere. I want to stay hydrated. Something about someone's career is definitely taking off. Business, career, whatever the case may be. Along with, if I didn't mention before, like somebody might be getting preggers, surrogacy, adoption, whatever the case may be.
Be quiet.
And that even comes up here in the reproduction. But there's like some storm, you've been through something. And you can let go of the necessary burdens because it's helping you navigate, like directing traffic. This is all very fascinating.
Sacrifice.
There has been some form of sacrifice. Okay, I'm going to see if there's anything else that I see, sense, or feel. Thank you so much if you haven't already. Like, shared, and subscribed. I truly am grateful. I apologize once again for my stuffiness. But your presence is powerful and it warms my haunted heart. So thank you. All right, closing out messages for
Shine.
sages. Shine on me. Shine on me. Oops. A little fishy here. I don't want to ruin them. You have ancestor, spirit, keeper of the east. Yes, the sun's rising on something. There's been a cold spell. It was like I was in like some sort of a cold land. Sages, you might have been in some cold space. The trick was not to stay there. Your compassion warms.
Monster.
Your compassion warms. You have so much support as the sun begins to rise. Thank you. Give me a moment here. Flowing river once again. Wounded healer and spirit of fire. This is the warmth of compassion. It's like your ancestors are sending you the warmth of compassion. Your ancestors, your guides, these gifts that are blatantly coming in. You have so much water around you, sages, and the fire, but it's like but this water is flowing and this is a waterfall. It's like taking a bath in a shower. They move water in different ways. They activate in different ways. But when I come into the fire of what I want to create, so it's like I've moved through different stages, even with the trickster, frozen water. And now the sun comes out to kind of warm this with my ancestors there. And now the water's calm. The water's calm and I can create from this space. Even if I'm a motivational speaker, I'm very creative in the way I speak. You might also like do things that speak to how-tos. And I feel like they're helpful how-tos.
Don't leave
versus I'm telling you how to. I feel like it's more of like sages are like I'm sharing how I moved through this idea, illumination, this lantern, how I turned up my lantern, and I also know when to turn it down sometimes. Something about not being available all the time, taking time to rest. There's also a little creature in here. What are you? Sorry, give me one moment. So I'm down in here. Yeah, there's also a sternness in here. You know, like when you're gonna like put in a new light bulb. It's making sure the it's not the filament or stuff. It's actually like where you screw in the light bulb. Yeah, I don't know why that's there. There's also I think it's a gargoyle. Oh, okay. It's where I plug into. I'm very discerning where I plug into. Yeah. Yep. And I'm hearing it's like on a timer. So maybe if you are a motivational speaker, this, that, or the other, or directing traffic or your job, it's really, for some, even if the job is like if your time is from, 9 to 5, I don't know if you're working extra hours and there's not proper compensation regarding it, but I feel like something about ensuring proper compensation. I feel like if you're doing something on your own, You're going to be paid very well if you're not already paid really, really well. Somebody also might be like a snowmobiler or something like that, or you're going on a winter vacation, skiing, snowboarding, I don't know, something along that lines. I feel like I'm harnessing everything in. Like I am a big flower that can curl in and curl out. Curl in and curl out. Almost like I'm underwater,
Why is she here?
but I'm also above land. I don't know what kind of plant does that, but there it is. I'm also getting a little bit of like Hellraiser feeling over here. So maybe it's just in a nice way. It could be like acupressure, acupuncture. Somebody
Knock.
also might have had work done on their face. Like if there was an accident or something, restorative, something along that lines. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating. Okay, sages. Oh my goodness. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this is truly a fascinating ink blot, and I feel like I could just keep zooming in and zooming out and seeing so much. It's very busy, but I feel like you're busy doing great things. Great things.
Satan.
You're hilarious. So dramatic sometimes. As I was writing your shadow work. If anyone's trying to like keep an eye on you like in a spy way, I feel like your shadow is aware of it, your subconscious is aware of it, and could be working to kind of again keep a boundary. So, and that wise old saying,
Rich.
I bend so I don't break. I bend so I don't break. Something along that lines. Okay, sages, I'm going to let you go. We were going to return to this and flip it later on here in January, but I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for your attention and awareness. And until next time, thanks for scrying with me. Bye. Do you have anything else to say, GhostTube? Throw out a little card here as a little gift. What do we have here? Oh, beautiful. Fulfillment. Fulfillment. I love it for the sages. Fine wines for the sages.